Sit back, relax, put your belt on, enjoy the show.
The next matchup we have is the Rebels, not the Rambles.
Red Bulls.
Yeah, the Rambles.
You're watching some Formula One, Nels.
Yeah. Look, I don't know if there's many injuries out of this one. Harry, you know of any changes we can expect this week?
No, not really. Nothing
on the spot.
Nothing that you guys haven't already seen through the casualty ward.
Yeah.
I'm thinking the Rebels, do they have any changes? The DHP has been kind of pushed back again. I think he was quite likely to play after playing a bit of club footy, but then
and just
a headache again, and they've kind of pushed him all the way back. So I think he's go through process again, and I think we're unlikely to see him now.
There's a lot of question marks about his future playing rugby. You know, he turned up, he played 1 week after a very long layoff, didn't have any head knocks. If you watch some videos, he might have sculled some beers after the match. Never a helpful thing, but I think it was his debut for the side. And then he's had ongoing headaches throughout the week since. So not a positive sign for him. And look, I mean, I hope that he recovers well and he's back playing footy soon, because, I mean, we were hoping he was going to be playing in this match. No Reece Hodge, as far as I know. So, I mean, we're going to be seeing Tom Pincus, who, I mean, he's Tom Pincus. He's done a couple decent runs. He's actually, you know, probably exceeded my expectation for him. But that's only because it was so low.
Yeah, look, I was going to say it'd be good for a little refresher on who else is out. So no Hodgie. We've got Pincus there.
Bans.
There's a few red cards, yeah.
Pone Fa'amal Sealy and Trevor Hosea, all banned, not playing.
Yeah, it's not helpful.
They should be back next week, though. So for fantasy managers out there, if you want a sneaky pickup, there you go. But
so what's the back of that, Harry? They both got red cards, right? Oh. So the Rebels have had more red cards than Super Rugby Aotearoa in 21 games.
Great.
Yeah.
Are you sure there was no reds in Super Rugby Aotearoa?
It was one.
Oh, right. I got you. Nice. Classic.
The Rebels are missing 2 from red cards.
We should have said that the Crusaders Brumbies that's going to be the battle of the yellow cards, actually, because, I mean, they got 5 last week. So, you know, but anyway.
I think the big question here is the Blues have looked a bit junk in the last few weeks, but what does that junk look like when they turn up and play the Rebels in Melbourne with all their best players, without all their best players?
Probably better, let's be honest. But they actually have looked quite junk, you know, and I think the Rebels at times, their defence has asked questions of other sides, and their structure, the way they play, doesn't match up early on in the season, doesn't match up well against, you know, the Blues, who, I don't know, haven't been up against a pretty boring side like the Rebels that focus on defence. You know, it's been open style footy where there's been flowing rugby and lots of points scored. The Rebels will take every point on offer in this match. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rebels don't score a single try. They score 3-4 penalties, hope that they can keep the Blues to, you know, less than 2 tries, which may be too much of a stretch. But I think it's going to be penalties versus a struggling back line from what we've seen in recent weeks. It's going to be an interesting one in terms of being quite boring.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. I'm surprised there hasn't been a meme. It's because all the memes in Kiwi Rugby seem to come out of the Blues. You know, old mate Jared there over on the socials. But I'm surprised there hasn't been a meme. If you think about the Blues at the start of the season, and, you know, like a picture of a grizzly bear or something, and then looking at the Blues now and it's like a little teddy bear. You know what I mean? Just like what happened from the start of the season? We were so pumped.
Why aren't you on this, mate?
Nels, you're our meme guy, mate. You're the, you know, CMO, mate, chief meme officer. But so, mate, there you go. You can use that idea. I give you permission. Go ahead, go out and make that happen. But look, the Blues, for mine, the biggest point is, can Akira Ioane just start this bloody game? Like what I said, maybe we said this every week we discuss the Blues. I've just said, why is Akira not starting? So just wanted to chuck that in there again. Why is Akira not starting?
I'll be honest, they could roll out the same randoms that they pulled out against the Chiefs in their last game. Get Zahn Sullivan out again.
Are you calling Zahn Sullivan a random, mate? The next Will Jordan?
Guys, mate, literally the name of the team. And I would call him a random, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, very good. All right,
It's going to be.
they feel like I feel like they haven't locked down their inside centre position, which is weird because we all thought it was just going to be TJ Fahani. Who would you start at centre? I mean, assuming they're all fit, Harry Plummer, TJ Fahani, and Tanielu Talea. Who do you guys start there?
For me, I'd be starting Fayani. I don't know, for recent years he's seemed to not necessarily excite me enough, but I think he's their stable figurehead at that 12 that fills that role that they really need. They have a lot of punch out wide. Yes, that's going to be, diminished a little bit, missing Caleb Clark, but I think he's their role. He can kick, he can run hard, he can take the ball in himself. I think he can offer the ball and play to people outside him. I think he is that role. He does that better than Plummer in terms of his ability to take the ball into contact, and he offers the ball outside wider to players better than Talea. So, I mean, for me, he's that role that they need to stabilise that back line and give other people opportunities.
Harry, in one word, who would you pick for inside time?
One word, Fayani.
Nice. You in bringing that up, you've sparked my memory. With Caleb Clark out, does this mean he's not playing any games in Super Rugby Trans Tasman?
Correct. Caleb Clark is gone, mate. He's not there for.
To me, what that means is put Mark Talea back on the left wing, and as we've talked about many times before, he will be like a cryptocurrency, like Dogecoin as of recently. He is going to skyrocket through the roof and then come crashing back down again at the end of the season when Caleb Clark's back next year. But Mark Talea, I mean, he has been a fantasy and freak for the Blues when he's getting the wing and getting the ball.
Does it also mean that we're going to see heaps of Bryce Heem now?
Well,
hopefully not. Look, I mean, for me, no one's thinking it. I'm looking at our notes. We've got AJ Lamb as a potential to fill that jersey as well. But
what about Tanielu Talea?
Yeah, I was going to say, can we bounce back to a few years ago? Tanielu Talea, put him on the wing. He was an absolute weapon. I think it was 2 seasons ago. On the wing, worst case, you can shift him into cover centre. Like, he is a player that can fill either of those roles well. But, I mean, in terms of what we're saying in Super Rugby, he's done a better role on the wing. Put him on the wing. Talea on both wings, I think it'd be great.
I like it. I'm all for it. All right. And then last thing really with the Blues is, so I think Patrick Tuipulotu will be back from his concussions. I'm not sure if he'd already covered that and I just repeated it. But if he is, then we kind of have that leadership back. So Tom Robinson had been stepping in kind of as captain. Yes, Big Red had been playing amazingly, but if Big Paddy T's back, then yeah, perhaps that does open up the space for Akira in at 6. Do we know is Dalton Papali'i available? Is he around?
Don't know.
I'm not sure. He's not.
No, he got injured, but we don't know the severity of it. The Blues are generally pretty hard to pin down for any information on their players, to be honest.
Fair enough. All right, boys. Tipping this one. We know Nelson's going to go to the Rebels. I'll let him give you time to decide how much. I'm going to back the Blues, and I'm going to take the Blues by 18 points. I'm big.
All right.
I think you're pretty close to the money. I might go 19 points.
Yeah.
Look, boys, I've been drinking a lot of red wine, so I'm gonna back my bets. I'm gonna say the exact scoreline will be 10 points to the Blues. They're just not going to score any points, and it's going to be 12 points to the Rebels. The Rebels are going to win 12-2 in Melbourne.
12.
Okay, Nelson, that's great.
12-10.
I think we can all agree the Rebels. I almost got away with this without saying this point, but the Rebels have put and will put all of their eggs in a Nazarani-shaped basket. That's their entire team. Depends on how well Nazarani.
Tamua's boot. That's all they're putting
He's not playing, guys. As I said in the red.
Nazarani's injured.
No, he's a red card ban. You both have
Ben.
Talking.
When I was talking over you, that was the first name you said. There's 3 red cards. Nazarani's out as well.
Yeah.
Wow, I'd forgotten that. That's awkward. All right, well, can I up my tip now? Blues by...
No, I'm 19, mate. Highest wins.